Good morning on this June 27th, 2025. As you can see, this is another bedside recording. Because when I just wake up, my thoughts are the clearest. And I need to address another topic that's all tied in to the last 3 days. And, somebody had accused me of being a covert narcissist because I was not reacting in the usual human reactive way, like a human reacts to drama, right? This person was accusing me of being a covert narcissist because I respectfully responded to his harsh comments to me, right? And that could almost look like covert narcissism. It can appear like I am unemotional. Because I seem checked out of the human emotion. Okay, he was expecting that I would lay into him and let my ego run all over him in retaliation, in reaction. But that's not the case, because I have been disciplined for so long to hold my awareness, my consciousness, in the higher state of the infinite self. If I have to use the word God, just so you know that what I'm talking about. And that's not even true, because the word God is associated with emotion in the Bible, right? God gets angry with his enemies. That's not even accurate. The consciousness that we would attribute to God, to Source, to the infinite mind that's before all things, that Source, that consciousness is not emotional or reactive because it's not an identity. It's not a persona. It's not a formed identity that reacts because it has to live up to the identity and definition of what it is. Because the Source is not a definition. The Source is a no thing. And to hold that conscious awareness enables a person to be non-reactive. But because humans are so patterned with predictive programming that if someone is harsh and mean and unkind to you, it is expected that you respond in kind. You respond in the same way, right? Like the Bible says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Excuse me. It is expected in the human patterning that you respond in kind. Right? So he was taken back that the predictive reaction wasn't coming from me. I respected him taking the time to share his thoughts, his perspective of what was going down. And he had some harsh accusations for me. But again, to put it into context, because I do not identify merely as the persona known as Renee, it flowed off me like water of a duck's back. I registered that he wasn't being supportive or kind to me. But, like I say, I've been in this consciousness for quite a while now, that I can maintain my equilibrium. I can maintain my nervous system in this state that feels unthreatened. I know why people are reactive. I know why people respond the way they do, because of their own shadow. It's not because I am a narcissist. It's because they have issues to work out within their persona, within their identity. Now, just because I can hold and maintain the infinite self-consciousness doesn't mean that I don't have emotions. I am going to cry like a baby when my doggy passes away, or when something happens to a person I care about. I am going to cry like a baby. I still feel things, but I guess this is so hard to explain because, nobody has really ever been there. Very, very few people have accessed this higher dimension, this other realm of non-identity, of non-identification with what is in form. That I understand that it can seem totally otherworldly, that something is wrong with your brain. Something is wrong with the brain. It's no longer acting as a normal, conditioned human brain. As I tried to explain in previous musings, when you shift out of the human persona identity into the all-expansive, non-identifiable awareness, your brain dispenses different chemicals. That's going to affect your nervous system differently. When I cry now, when I'm emotional now, just like you saw in my other video about the ego death, I feel that. I still feel those things in my brain, and I still get emotional, and I cry. But they don't last hours and days and months and years and turn into the identity of sadness and grief that I take it on as an identity. Right? As human beings, we take on our problems and make them our identity, and then we live from a pattern of a shadow and think that is who we are, and we have to be these hypochondriacs in some cases. For people that have medical issues, they take on the identity of a hypochondriac. And whatever other identities are out there, right? There are many hats to wear. I've just thrown out my hats, proverbially speaking. I don't wear the identity of one particular thing. I stay conscious of the non-identity of the infinite self. And so I can avoid drama. Like I said, drama, what is drama? Drama isn't real. It's a program that runs like the ones and zeros on the matrix screen. You can make it real and identify with it and become it, and become a persona of drama and make your life hell, right? So anyways, I just wanted to explain why it can seem that I am a covert narcissist. Because I am not living according to the predictive neurological and psychological patterns that we were conditioned into in our unaware state. So I hope this helps and makes sense to explain my non-reactive self, right? It's a new way of being. The covert narcissist is cruel and mean and cold and unfeeling. I'm not unfeeling. I'm just not given to having an ego that runs away with those emotions and makes a big deal and spiel out of it. So that's the difference. That's the difference.